Greetings, fellow cruisers. This is Jeff from Enjoy Live Traveling. Today we are on Utopia of the Seas, and they have this is on actually their smoking portion of the casino. Well, technically it's on the left side, which is non-smoking, but I've said before, the smoke don't know the difference. So what I'm doing here is I thought I'd kind of play and show you how I get the points. I actually decided to use my free play on a couple of bigger spins there, so those first couple spins were at $2.25. After that, I go back to what I usually do, which is the 75-cent bet, and I do this pretty consistently. So that's kind of what you're seeing here. I put $100 in there, and I'm off to the races. I really like this game. I've had a lot of luck with it, particularly in St. Louis, where I play this game. We can play this game for hours, and if we lose, we usually don't lose much. So I thought I'd try it here. I had actually had bad luck on this on Radiance of the Seas. They had this game, and it just kind of tore me up. But there's this one here I've got high hopes for. So usually I can balance it out a bit. So I'm winning and I'm losing, but at the end of the day, I'm getting points, and I usually haven't lost much, or a lot of times, again, I win. So we're going to see how this goes here at this pace. My goal here again today is I just want to rack up points and enjoy myself. And I do. I enjoy playing slots. I'll hear some people a little fuss, well, you're just wasting your money. I enjoy this, and you could argue going to, a concert and seeing whoever you want. You can put, insert whoever, and you spend, sometimes Elton John or something like that, and you spend hundreds or sometimes maybe even thousands, or go to a football game, a Super Bowl or something, and you spend this huge amount of money for 3 hours of entertainment that you have no chance of getting anything back. And if it was the Super Bowl, you could have watched it on television. If it was going to a concert, you could have bought every album that they owned and a whole bunch of other albums. So this is how I care to spend my time. So that's why I say entertainment on it. I know, again, some people don't understand it. They just see it as you're probably going to lose. And yes, it's a casino. You're probably going to lose. But I'm here for the entertainment. If you go to those other events, you've lost. You have no chance of winning. You have no chance of hitting anything in the slot machine, going to a concert, or a big game. So that's where I say this comes from here. It's how I want to spend my time, and I enjoy doing it. If I'm playing a game and I'm not enjoying it, then it's really time to think about what I'm doing. And just to be perfectly honest, I've gotten times to where I've gotten too focused in, particularly early on, and I'm thinking about hitting points. And sometimes, I lose track of time, and I realize maybe a game I'm playing, that even if I like the game, I'm getting tired of playing it, and rather than just stopping and stepping away and coming back, I'll keep playing. And so I've tried to stop myself from doing that, going, all right, this needs to be under my terms, and I got a plan. I'm going to lose no more than this amount of money, either that be sectioned out for the entire trip, or maybe like a per day thing. I tend to do it more along the lines of per trip, because that way I'm not trying to say, I'm going to put $100 in per day. If I feel like playing on a particular day, then I just want to play. And like I said, if I've got stuff going on, I don't want to force myself, because I have to get my gambling in, and so I'm forcing a play that I don't really want to do, because maybe there's a show that's going on in the ship, or there's a ship excursions that I don't want to miss out on, because there are a few ports, not a lot, but there are a few ports you can actually gamble while you're in port. Most of them it'll shut down, but just to give you an example, there's a difference. The other thing is that a lot of times in casinos, you do not get free drinks. When you hit Prime on Royal Caribbean, that is 2,500 points, and that is over a year's time, their fiscal year, then you get free drinks for not only the remainder of that fiscal year, but the following year. And then you also earn an up to 7-night free cruise for 2. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Come on. Let's get something good here. What number? All right, right there. That's the spot. Go. Big money, no whammies. Well, I guess, yeah. Maybe I do need a whammy if it's not. Oh, come on. Hit it. Come on, come down and move it. Move it. Yes! Ha ha! $200 means this is going to be a good session. That is how that works. That means that, I was probably going to do okay anyway, because again, the game's normally decent to me. But if you can win a couple $100 just right off the bat, don't change your betting pattern and go, okay, well, I won. I'm going to go ahead and jump my bet up. Stick with your plan. And so that's what I'm going to do here is I'm going to keep my bets going at the 75-cent level. For me, have you ever been at that point where you just want to maybe get a higher bet in, you see somebody hit? Sometimes what I'll do is, rather than to keep hitting, like going, okay, well, I'm going to bet, $2.25, or I'll bet 5, or whatever the denomination is that's higher. Instead of just doing a bunch of those spins, I'll sneak one in. So maybe a few minutes down the road, I'll bump it up to whatever denomination, and I'll take a spin at it. And then I'll just bring it back down. If it hits as soon as I bring it back down, that's okay, because it's a hit. A win's a win. But that way, if I do hit, it's fun. It's that little extra thing, so you get to have that excitement of betting higher and having your shot without blowing your money. Because, again, if I'm going to have a choice of one $10 spin or 10 $1 spins, I'm going to do better, typically speaking, betting on me doing the 10 $1 spins, because somewhere in there, I'm going to win. Whereas in $10, again, the odds favor you losing it. So if you hit $10 and it's gone in one spin, I can spin 10 times. I get all that extra entertainment time. And as you just saw, it was $200. And I've seen times on this machine to where it's been, $900 or $400. I've done that. So I don't need to play the big money. And you can see the jackpots up there for $6,000. So I got my crack at it, even at this bet level, at the minimum level of hitting a huge, sort of life changer, at least year changing amount of money. So if that's the way you want to play it, that's fine. Everybody, teach your own. About the only time I would even consider jumping it up much consistently is that if you're shooting for a point value and your time is short, betting the absolute minimum. I'm going to be on this machine for probably a little over an hour, and I'm probably going to end up with somewhere over 100 points. If you don't have time over the course of whatever that you're not going to spend, and it doesn't matter for one day. You can fit that in and play longer one day and less. But if you're going to jump your bet, hopefully you're doing it at a time where you just kind of have to hit the goal. And again, if it's at all possible, if in this case I'm doing 75 cents, okay, $1.50. I think you're going to do much better doing that again versus spending 5 times that on a spin. Yes, you get the points 5 times faster, but if you lose the money that much faster, then you're not going to have as many spins to continue on going. So that's how I look at it, is I want to keep playing for a longer period of time. If you have to get the points in that fashion, I would tell you again, just move it up the minimum needed, whether that be, in this case, the way the denominations work on the machine that I'm on, 75 if you want to jump it to 150 or 225. But as soon as you get to that 3 and 375 bet, I'm telling you, you're going to lose more than you win. And the minimums on this, when you hit a minor, and it can vary on machines, but if you're hitting a minor and it's a $10 or $12 minor, and we've all seen it, and you're betting 375, and that's nothing. Whereas if you bet 75 cents and you hit the minor, you're like, okay, well, that's solid, but how many times do you have to spin at 375 and you win the mini? That sucks for lack of better choice of word available. It's just not fun for me. So from a strategy standpoint, as someone who preaches, trying to get the points, if you're playing for points, don't, unless you just got the money to spend and money's no object to you, I would tell you, I enjoy the game as it is, because it's the same bonuses, it's the same fun, whether I'm betting 75 cents, $1.50, or $3.75. So again, do what you want. That's my 2 cents. So again, I get my free drinks here, so if someone can come around. I'm a believer in tipping. Yes, there are, the tips, the prepaid gratuities that you can do. Typically, that does not give the people that are working here much, and so I really believe, personally, not preaching, but personally, I have ones on me, and I will tip every drink I get. And even if I don't have ones on me, I'm going to come back and I'm going to take care of them. But they're going to know that I'm giving them money. I want good service. I like good service. And if you are consistent and they know that you're going to tip them, like a lot of people, if you've been in the industry, you understand that. You're going to make sure that those people are taken care of. And yeah, there'll be moments where there'll be lapse. But I'm just telling you, overall, I do much, much better with my service on these games if I am actively tipping. And a lot of times when you're on a casino play like this, the waiters will bounce around. The bartenders will be there for 2 weeks, but the waiters, they'll bounce. So they might be here, and then there's a show going on that starts, and so they need somebody working the aisles to get drinks until the show starts, and they stop doing that. So they'll take them a lot of times out of here, move them to there for the 10 or 15 minutes, get everybody's drinks, and then pull them back to the casino. And that's why you'll sometimes see those lapses. But it's the same thing. If you see these guys and they know you tip, and they see you in the theater or wherever else that they're working at to do this, they're gonna make sure that you're taken care of. Did you need another drink, sir? Yes, please. And you don't have, it's if they can just see your face. If they know that there's going to be a tip at the end, they appreciate you. It's not just a matter of the money, but they appreciate the person that's doing that. So anyway, this is a casino video. I know I'm off on a tangent there. I apologize. But if you bring up tipping on the internet, you'll see how passionate people are, and that's my 2 cents on it. So sorry, I had to say it. So again, searching for cruises. On the points on these, if you can get to 1,200, typically speaking, 1,200 points, you've usually got a fair option of cruises available on an instant cruise certificate. And that is different than the Prime cruise, where you're getting 2,500 points, whether it be for one sailing or using that accumulatively over the fiscal period. And it is different than the email offers. So just understand that when you are working on the instant cruise certificate, it is strictly based on the points that you got. If you're working on the Prime, it is strictly based on the points you get. But the email offers that I do, I am looking for the consistency, and that's where most of my offers come from. And if you're betting and you're betting consistently and getting, I would say, at least 500 points, you're going to get some offers. If you're wanting more targeted offers, then you want to jump that up. And I want to tell you, and this is important, note this one. I think I've mentioned at least one at a time, but note this. Pay attention. There's a QR code usually at the casino host's desk, and scan that. And what it's going to tell you, and it'll, even if you don't have the internet package, as long as you're hooked up to their cheap ship-wide Wi-Fi, it will let you use that app, and you can see there are different cruises and different offers based on the points that you achieved. So if you're sitting and it says, 800 points, I get a free cruise, and 1,200 points, I get a free cruise, I'll just do 800 points. It may be more than simply getting an inside versus getting an outside view. It may be a whole list more of options for cruises. Or it may be the difference in a cruise of buy one, get one discounted, and getting 2 free cruises. And the destinations you might be looking at, I got the one coming up for Spain. I had to work for that. That was 2,000 points. We were focused on it. We were doing decent in the casino, and it was a targeted attempt to hit that particular number, and we got that. So we didn't just go at it willy-nilly and knew we were going to blow money. We saw we were playing, and we had a pace going. It was like, okay, well, this is now reasonable to jump up to try to hit. We didn't go into the casino going, all right, I'm after 2,000 points. We went out there saying, okay, this is our budget. We're looking at I think it was 14 days is back to back. We're looking to get on at least one of those cruises. We'd like to get 12 to 1,500 points. Was kind of what we were looking at, but we were fine at the 800 point level, and our idea was to have about $1,000 to work with. So that's what we did. But we realized as we planned and we're winning that we got a shot at this. And she had some points. My wife's playing. She wasn't going to get to that level, but my offer to do the Spain was to get to 2,000 points. So we did that, got there, and then we basically stopped playing on my card. And we looked and saw where she was at, and she was at, I want to say, probably 1,300 points. We were having a good session here. We were winning some stuff. And so we looked at it, it's like, well, at 1,500, if she gets there, we can upgrade the room. There was some free play available. So by spending the money here, potentially, and winning or losing, we were going to still get some back on the back end in the form of some free play. I think it was $125 for $150. I was like, okay, well, let's go for it, unless we just get trounced horrendously. And that's what we did. So we've got the Spain thing coming up, and we were able to combine our offers because the last two codes, the last two digits were the same, and we're on the same sailing. She was with me. Those all have to kind of go together. We were able to combine those to get that. So knowing what you're doing, rather than just assuming, can get you the best cruises, the ones that you really want the most, and get you the best offers for free players, or discounts on the cruises, having two people instead of just one. It is a big deal. And I think, again, I know I did this, I've done this in a video recently, but I'm just telling you, if you know what you're going for, you get off the ship and you've seen it and someone posts on Facebook and they're doing this and they didn't get that offer. But if you don't do the research, you're not going to know about the offer. So make sure that you know what you're shooting for when you're playing, and keep an eye on it, know where you're at. And also on some of these machines, another thing to note is that sometimes it'll tell you a dollar value and it may not be 100% accurate. So I would tell you to take your card out every once in a while and stick it back in, and then have that update and see where you're at. And I'm talking about Royal Caribbean, particularly some of the older casinos. I've seen this as being a problem. But I've also been on this trip on MSC, and theirs did not update while you were playing. It wasn't trying to, and most casinos it does. That one it didn't. So you had to stop playing and then put it in to have any clue as to where you were at for your offer. So I didn't care for that about that particular cruise line and how they did that. But again, you got to know where you're at if you're going to take advantage of these free cruise offers. And I know that when you guys are looking at these on YouTube, what I'm seeing is that most of the people that are watching you started from the casino stuff. So I want you to have the best information. And even though it may be a repeat for you if you're hearing it, it may be a reminder for somebody else that heard it and forgot, and it may be brand new information that someone didn't, that just didn't catch it, or just never watched one of the videos before. So again, keep that in mind. I don't mean to over-repeat myself, but I know that some people watch one video and maybe not another. I want free cruises. If you ever see me on a cruise, by the way, come by and say hello. That is an absolute thrill for me to be able to meet some of the people that have been supportive of the channel, or just recognize me even if they haven't subscribed to the channel. It's just fun and exciting to know that people are seeing what you're doing. And I usually, the few times that I've got to have that, it's positive feedback I get. It's just, please say hi. And who knows? I'm hoping to do future cruises maybe where we can be more together, and who knows, maybe do a slot more at some point. We'll consider that closer down the line. Anyway, rambling on, that's what I do. The game, I'm talking more than I am paying attention to what's actually going on the wheels here. But again, usually when I'm playing the games, if I'm with my wife and we're not recording, we're just sitting next to each other, and I'll spin she'll spin, and I'll spin, she'll spin. We'll be talking maybe to the people that are around us, or watching other people's bonus get played, and we'll talk. I'll hear somebody else talking maybe about the game and what they're trying to accomplish, or what the perception is of the casino, and I'll usually try to jump in there and say, hey, if what they're thinking is incorrect, I'll try to give them that proper information. Sometimes they don't want to believe me. There's a nice hit. Sometimes they don't want to believe me, but it's correct information. And if something changes, I'm always open to hearing it, because I'll check, and then I'll bring that information if it's looking, if something's changed and such on the ship. So anyway, we're 20 minutes into this thing, and I'm doing okay. I'm still up a bit. I'm not hand over fist. There we go. There we go. I like this. So again, this is where you have a chance to stop them, and yeah, let's do it. Nice. So on these, where you just saw the thing go over there and fill this up, that's kind of in a grill, that is, you don't get those unless you fill all of them up. So there's 2 more of them, there's a total of 3, just with the whammies on them. Any of those that have the grills on it, you don't get unless you fill it. 2 extra spins will help. And you're not going to get it, but it is like impossible. Like, it never happens. I've done it many, many times. Whether I do it here or not is another thing. And it looks like this will be a not last time. Okay, well, I got one more, a little more money in there. That's a solid win, even without opening those other things, but it'll give you an idea. I already got the mini. I didn't have to unlock that. Yeah, $28 on a 75-cent bet. Yes, heck yes. I'll take that all day. And it didn't cost me like betting some of these other ones here, and the mini, ball betting $3.75 and doing all those steps. So I like to watch the coin show go on here. I think that if we're going to take my money, I'm going to take my time to get back all the way well. I will go ahead and, sometimes I'll just stop the coins if I'm not feeling good, but usually I do. And I've got there's someone behind me trying to explain to them or show them or ask questions and how all those hit. But and if you get a chance, a lot of the machines, they have a touch screen on it. And I'm not going to do it here, but you can actually touch the pig and it'll do something. In this case, it's like little sparkle bulbs. But sometimes whatever the object is will animate and do something. So you might want to look into that and see if that's for you. But again, I enjoy these types of games. There are other games out there you're going to see by this manufacturer, like Wicked Wheel. You can almost tell by looking at the machines of going, oh man, they don't have, press your luck. Even though it's a wheel, it looks different. If you look at the graphics on it, how they're calling the bonuses, sometimes, there we go, shaky. Sometimes you can just tell what the volatility is going to be. And a lot of those Wicked Wheels, those are, low to medium or medium volatility games. So that's right up my alley. Sometimes the absolute lowest volatility games I don't play as much. I haven't really had as much success as you'd think, but I think that's because I really don't play it as long as this, because I get a little bored. An example, like Double Diamond. Double Diamond's a great low volatility game. It's a quarter game, but if you can get that with a 1 line and betting like a 3 max credit, you're betting 75 cents again. And it generally hits better when you don't have, some crazy giant jackpot that's progressive. I mean, I'm talking about the basic game. But I just kind of get a little bit bored with it sometimes. I can't play it as long. So if I set about as far as bouncing back, I mean, I'd give it that chance. Another good game, a decent game. They've got several options, but it's that Planet Moolah game. They've got Tag and Invaders from and all that. Well, the original one, it's a low volatility game, but at the lowest levels, it's like I've played it at 20 cents, 40 cents. It was super low, and I didn't feel like it wasn't triggering the bonuses. There weren't as many bonuses available. And I found myself not enjoying it as much. And so I jumped up, I think it was to the 3rd number, which was only like 90 cents. So again, I'm trying to keep it under $1. And the game played better but that game just overall didn't have as fun of a feel. And I think it was the original one. I can't think of the name, which one's which. But the other one I played, I did this on Allure this season. They had, I think it's Attack from the Planet Moolah, where it's kind of got the side thing going on to where they suck the cows up. And then they had the top ones as well that do that. And I had some good success there and playing the minimum, and then also occasionally jumping the bet a bit. So I've had some decent success on that game. That might be one to look into. But really, even that lower volatility game, that's fine. I'm good with that. Come on. I like the game, but I expect to win every time. So you can kind of see the money there. I'm doing okay. I put $100 in. I'll take this. But the points are adding up, and I've been playing on the game for 25, 26 minutes. Yeah. That's, again, I'm racking up the points and I'm enjoying myself. Even if I wasn't on here and chatting with you guys, I'm still going to be on the machine, whether I'm by myself or my wife's with me. I enjoy this game. I just enjoy watching it, and I watch everybody else when they're playing, and I will converse with them. So I'm doing this, and I've got my headphones on, and I'm recording this still. So we'll kind of see how that works. It's a lot of times when people record in the casino, they're kind of just holding their phone and using this long stand, which is doing great as far as the shaking of the video, but it's really obvious that I'm recording. So I don't know how that'll work long term, but there we go. We'll take that. Nice win. That pig, I'm also trying not to get this weird thing. I know I pointed out before. You see these pigs, they grow, and boom, they pop, and they get small again. And it'll tell you this in the rules. It has nothing to do with anything. I don't care how big that pig is, it does not mean it's about to pop. Now, if you're sitting, in some games, if you're sitting side by side, and you know that the person that's been playing is the same sort of denomination as you are, the minimum, what I'm trying to say is that a higher denomination, the pig will grow faster. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be popping, but if you jump on a game because it's big, you assume, well, at least it's probably been longer since it's popped. That may not be the case, because the person that was on it, it'll show that graphic of it growing faster because you're betting higher. That doesn't mean it was been any longer than the machine that somebody else is on it. It is smaller, that you might consider it is small. But if you've been watching them play, you can see that the pig's getting bigger, and it hasn't popped in an hour, and they shoot the pig's big, and yours is small. Again, it does not mean it's more likely to hit, but if you've seen it visually, it can tell you, and you can see this, it's been longer since it has hit. And I try to watch that as far as the bonuses, not too much, but as far as like jackpots, if you can look at the machines, a lot of times they'll be together for that top one like we're looking at. It's the same 6,000 bonus, but on some machines, the other ones will be different. And so if they're different, and I can see one that is, say it's the same machine, and one of them's got a major or whatever that second tier is, and it is $500 or $1,000 more than the next machine. Buy it. That really does tell you that it's been a very long time since that machine has hit that number. So does it mean it's going to hit when you're playing it? No, but it does mean that it's been a longer time since that one's hit. And so for that reason, if I'm looking at the two machines, I will always go to the one if it's available with the bigger number there, if it's significant. If it's, a couple bucks, that doesn't matter. But again, if it's one of those where one person is sitting at $575 and it may balance out when it hits at $500, and then the next machine next to it is at $1,700, I want to play the $1,700 machine. That's one I'm going to go for, and I'll move to get on that machine if someone gets that. And I would recommend anybody does that. It doesn't mean you're going to hit it, but it does show that there is a time difference since that machine has hit, and it's significant. So keep that in mind. That is something I definitely live by. on. I brought up it so many times before. Little Shop of Horrors left the game. The Seymour, I've seen that Seymour sit on the minimum bet at $800 for days on end. The Audrey, not that it can't, but the Audrey I will definitely look for. So you're talking about the third one down now, which I don't know how that works out. They got Audrey, then Mushnick, and then the girls. So it's kind of that middle one. But if that's significantly higher than the other ones, that'll actually be the one I go for, rather than going for the one that's got the higher Seymour, which again is the second highest jackpot. And I've hit Audrey many times, and my wife has many times. Neither one of us, as much as we play that game, has ever hit Seymour and has ever hit a bigger jackpot. But again, I feel very confident if I'm seeing Audrey on several machines that are at 130 and other Audreys at 170, or even sometimes maybe up to 200. I'm going to try that other game. That's the bigger Audrey. I would tell people directly, if you want to play this game, if something's going on, I got to catch it. So I'll recommend, or you might want to consider playing this game. Since I may not know them, maybe they think I'm crazy, but I do really want to help people. I just think that it's fun, and if someone wins a jackpot, even if I get up from it, there's nothing to get mad about. I realize that it can be a little frustrating, but it's not that frustrating for me. I'm just happy for them that they got a nice win. So this is the first active slot casino video that I have posted. And so I would like your feedback on that. Am I talking too much? I see, again, I've watched other people. I do enjoy watching other people play it. And a lot of times it's not necessarily an informative thing, but they're just talking and kind of filling space where it's implying. They may occasionally throw some positive things to learn in there. Or there's two people and they're sort of bantering off of each other there to have some dialogues to make more of the experience, so it's not boring than just watching the machine. But I don't know, I'm doing this different. I know I'm talking a lot, and I don't know how it's received. I'm not trying to upset anybody. It's the first one out there. There we go. We'll take this. I'll pause on that subject here while we hopefully get a great spin, and then that'll be all right. So sometimes he'll just keep what he's got, and sometimes he'll move it. So move it, come on, darn it. There we go, mega. There we go. That is a huge deal there. I like it when he moves it. He'll always move it to the better, and that is a solid extra win to help us out there. I was already doing solid, and then to hit that is just absolute gravy. Gosh darn it, that guarantees again. We already had a good session going. I was already up, and here we are, probably more than halfway through the video, and I just added another 100 on top of what I was at, which was like 60 or 70 bucks up from that point. I'll take it. This is an awesome session. I hope this kind of luck for everybody. And I hope that, you can see this pig small. It does not mean it's going to pop. Like I said that. But I hope everybody has success on this. And you don't have to get enjoy just because it popped. You saw me hit an earlier one. There we go. Another shaky. You saw me hit the earlier one for $20, and I hit this. I've gotten some good wins on this thing. That's solid there. You don't have to walk away from the machine just because it hit. On a higher volatility machine, I might. I do believe in taking their backup spins. Certainly, if you watch these things, you see others do. I do believe in that. But I don't know. I don't necessarily feel like if I hit a jackpot on a high volatility game that it's going to hit again. I know mathematically speaking, every spin is individual, but I think in my heart of hearts, the way I feel about it, there we go. Another good one here. So yeah, I'm rolling. Anyway, I don't feel that on the higher volatility machines I'm going to be able to do what I just did here. And so I may only get $11, $12 here, but I've already had a $200 one. I just got a $100 in different bonus. I've done a solid day's playing here for this session. Come on, keep going, stop, up. Move it on me, move it. Boom! Oh! That's how you do it. See, that's how you do it there. Can you believe that? This is just fun. I love this game. Yeah, this is. Don't you always wish that you could just sit down and play this? And even, if you're by yourself or whatever, you just get like this. This is fun. And I like this because it's got multiple jackpot opportunities to win, or multiple bonuses, I guess is what I should say. And so it's not just the same thing. You saw the guy run across the screen and I got it. You see the pressing the button thing to stop the wheels and you get it. You got that one to where it's what's that game show that used to do that? Price is Right, like it is, where the thing would come down, you spun the wheel, get that game in there. And then you have the shakies, the different ones that they do there. I love the game. So keep an eye out for it. But again, I've played this game at a higher denomination. And I've watched other people, this bet max, and it absolutely alive. They go grow it and give them. It'll pop more frequently. It will pop more frequently, but it will be a mini, or it will be a minor. It's not worth the 10 times bet that you just did. I'm glad you guys are getting to see this. I'm getting a little choked up because I'm kind of excited about talking with it. So, excuse me. Isn't that exciting? I just love it. I love it. So find the game that's right for you. If you don't like this game, if you haven't had luck or whatever in your area, there are games that will be like this that are similar denominations or will change denominations. And they'll play a little different, like on Radiance. It was smaller denominations that didn't play the same and didn't do well. But find those games that you like, but also know that, here we go, shaky. Hang on, I'll get back to that. I'll watch this bonus here. Come on. Here we go. Not huge, but I'll take that. So these casinos, the ones that you're going to see here in Royal Caribbean, those are the Class 3 games. Now you'll see some of those. There are Class 2. There are lottery versions. There's horse racing ones. It's not those bingo versions. That's not like they're going to play bingo on a game. That's the way you're playing the game. And honestly, I'm not adept at trying to explain the differences, but there is a difference in the machine. So if you play on some of these machines and something doesn't seem right or wildly different, on these games here, it's me versus the machine. There are some machines, casinos, because of the way the laws are in that state for the land-based casinos, that it's played off of a different system, and you're actually playing off of the other person that's buying. So your win is kind of somebody else's loss. There are some guys out there. I love Cowboy Slots. You may have heard of him if you like watching these. I think he does a great job of explaining it. I've watched some of his stuff, and I know that he doesn't do as much in the way of the casinos at sea. So I with absolutely all respect, because I love the guy when he produces out there, but I don't know that he necessarily gets how the points work and how you want to gamble for just the points versus and entertainment, because I agree with him 100% there. But to understand how those points work out, betting the way that he would bet in his bigger ones to get points is not the way to go. You just really got the money to spend. And even then, I say that he's very good about saying, watch the money, have it bankroll. I'm just saying that earning the points and how you play that is just a little bit different. I've seen him talk about playing the casino and he plays for 15 minutes. Happy that he paid his $100 less 15 minutes, 20 minutes. And that it is good. I guess great if that's how you got your done playing. But if you're on a ship and you're playing for points, you're not playing for 20 minutes and walking away. If you're playing on a casino in a ship, you're playing for points. You're putting time in. And a lot of time. So you want to show that play time. I saw him talk about he's right in the sense about saying, hey, I'm going to gamble on one day and the other 5 or 6 days or however long the thing is, I'm not. If you're playing for points, you want to play every day, every other day. You want to play for an hour, maybe 2 hours long every day or every other day. You want to show some consistent time in that seat and over a long period of time. And that is the exact same thing I would tell you if you like table games. If you want to play the table games, no matter what your bet style is there, you want to stay on that game for a while because they're basing off your bet, and they can't tell enough from you betting 10 minutes that over the stretch of whatever time period what you're actually betting, if it's worth giving you points. Whereas if you're there for an extended period of time, for an hour, 2 hours, playing the game, now they can see your actual bet habits and give you the appropriate points. And I've said it before, I'll say it again. Attitude is everything. These guys, this is the machine. These aren't machines that are doing that. This is people, and they're deciding what your points are. And while they have some general guidelines, I believe very strongly, that you catch more flies with honey than you do with vinegar. Having a good attitude, treating them right. I'm not necessarily saying that you have to be the tipper at the table, and again, I don't want to get too far into the tip thing, but you know what I'm saying? It's your attitude and how you act towards the fellow dealer, the pit boss, the casino host. It makes a difference. I'm telling you, it makes a difference in the table games. So, and I'm not a table player. I'm just telling you, I know enough people. I've seen this. You've got to put the time in, and you want to have the right attitude. And getting drunk and belligerent is not it. So, again, I'm enjoying being here. Also know, again, since I'm getting free drinks, it's important to watch what your intake is, so I'm going to go off on a little bit of a tangent, and I'll probably bring this up in one of them that covers drinkings for casinos on the seas, is that if they cut you off, it's because you're acting drunk or you're getting loud, and they cannot lose their jobs because they've overserved you, and they do. Those waiters, bartenders, they can lose their job if they overserve you, and you hurt somebody. It's their fault for not cutting you off, and they're really strict about this. They're really hard on it, and they're getting more strict. So if they say, sir, you need to slow down, take the water for now, I would tell you to say, hey, thanks for looking out for me, take that water, and then come back in half an hour or whatever the time period is, because if you get belligerent with them and they cut you off, it's 24 hours. And you'll have people involved that you don't want to see it's not going to just be the bartender at this point. They'll be security management and such like that. Have the best conversation that they can have with someone who's potentially inebriated, that they're cut off for 24 hours. And if you're cut off for 24 hours and you like to drink, and it is 11:30 at night or whatever the time period is, that means you're not drinking until 11:30 the next night. So if you want to drink, a lot of times you start early. So keep that in mind. Again, attitude is everything. Obviously, we're all in charge of ourselves. Again, a little bit of a tangent. I just thought I'd throw it in there. It matters. It matters. So again, going back to the game here, and I know I do want your feedback. If I'm talking too much, I want to hear it. If you like it, if you'd rather hear more things that you can learn from this and other games at the same time, I kind of want to hear that. If you feel like I'd be better off doing longer videos that you kind of come back and forth on. I've seen people post 2-hour, 3-hour videos. I want to know what your thoughts are on it. If you're looking at this thinking 20 minutes to half an hour, you should have stopped halfway through before you're at right now. Everybody can have a different thought process. Everybody is. But I'd be curious to know where your thoughts are at on it. So if you leave that in the comments, I do check these comments, and that way maybe I have a better mix in there, or maybe it's just overwhelming that this is too darn long and I need to make it 20 minutes, or Jeff, make them longer. I can always go back and continue watching it. Again, you guys matter to me. I'm here doing this because I was told by so many people, because I cruise so much and because I'm always trying to give advice to make the cruise trip better. Hey, you got to start a YouTube channel. You got to start a YouTube channel and put that information out there because I like helping people. So, okay, you get out there and you do that. And I realized that if you do it right, I have to at least get somewhat proficient at what I'm doing. Because if no one's seeing what I'm doing, then I'm not helping anybody. There has to be enough people engaging with me for other people to get through the YouTube algorithm to say, oh, send it to them. They might want to watch it. And as it grows, hopefully I am helping some other people here. So again, your feedback is important to me. I would like that. And obviously, and I know everybody says this, like and subscribe means a lot. It really does. When you watch these videos and you watch them for a longer period of time, it's huge. If you like and you comment and you're watching it for a long period of time, it is absolutely huge. Even if, and this is for all the channels, if you got your guys you like, and you know how sometimes you watch it and a commercial's like 5 seconds, you can skip it. The longer you watch that commercial, the more you're helping the person who has the YouTube channel, because they're seeing that people will stay longer and are more engaged. So even if you're listening to it while you grab a water or a soda or whatever it is you're drinking in the other room, or watching or listening while you're eating dinner, and going through the commercials and not worrying about it. However, there we go. We'll take this. It helps all the channels, and I certainly appreciate it. There you go. That's a solid start. Let's do more. Okay, extra spin. The extra spins. If you're gonna finish this thing, you're probably gonna need both the extra spins. It's not impossible, but that's what I want. No whammies. There we go. I say no whammies. You want the whammies to unlock. I was paused so long. Oh, there we go. Come on, last spin. Come on. Oh. All right, not this time. That's solid. I'll take it. It's fun when you get them on. I get talking so much. I'm pushing the button. I'm enjoying talking with you guys and watching the game. But yeah. $13. You can look at that and go, that's nothing. Well, it is nothing. That $3.75, but at 75 cents, that's not quite doubling your money, but 20 times your money almost. That's very solid. So a $7.50 hit is, it's 10 times your money. So yeah, why not? Take that all day. And it's funny, when you play these games and you see someone win and they get excited, oh, that's a great hit. If you see something you're going, is that good? Take it down to that low denomination. If you see somebody win $120 on a spin and go, wow, that was great. And then you look at the spin and it was $10 for the spin, that's a 12 times win. I just did better than that for what I bet. And that's it. That they'll be excited about it. This is more exciting. Can you imagine you spend $10 and you win $100? It's a 10 times win. It's okay. But having those, not risking as much and winning those bigger pots. Again, I've gotten hand pays off this. My wife's gotten hand pays off these games. Just betting the 75 cents or 50 cents. You don't have to bet the big money to have the big hit. It's going to be a long shot to hit that $6,000 one way or the other. Why not do it, have fun, and do it, have more spins, have more chances, because you've got more spins by betting the minimum. Versus, again, if you're $100 bankroller for your day here, and you take 10 spins at $10, and maybe you win a little bit, so you get a couple more spins, you don't have to get many points, you've shown very little time to play, and you've had 10, 12 spins to get a big win. Whereas at 75 cents, I get, with the wins that come in between there, I can get hundreds of spins in there and have a chance to win. And as you've seen, I've hit $200 and $100 a few times. It's very lucrative. I'm telling you, it's very lucrative. You got it. Yeah, I would highly recommend you consider doing this if you like playing like this and you're playing for those free cruises. And always play for entertainment. Don't just play this because you're playing for a free cruise. If you've never gambled before, and you see these things and you go, well, maybe I'll do that, but you don't normally play, I strongly encourage you to bet the minimums if you're doing it. Then you can find out where you're at. But I'll tell you what, there is nothing worse. It is not fun. It is not good when you go in and you go, well, I'm going to bet more money. Maybe you're not excited because you start out low and you're like, well, geez, I only won this little bit of money. And the person next to you just won, $200. But they're betting higher. Those losses are there too. How much did they lose with those? So if you're going to play to the points and never gamble before a casino, unless you're just flush with cash to where it really isn't going to hurt you, bet the small stuff and enjoy your time. If you've got to look at your time and you've got limited time to use it, but you have the money to work with, okay, go up to the second highest bet, maybe even the third highest bet. If that's what you need to do and you can afford it, most important, and you can afford to do that, I think you're going to have much more fun and much less frustration by playing a smarter game at a lower volatility. Yes, the hand pays. They sound great. Oh, I got a hand pay. I mean, would you rather get a hand pay at, $1,250, or would you rather not get a hand pay and win $1,150 on a run flat? The answer to the question, even though the excitement of the hand pay is there, is that that's now taxed. And there's more tax than $100 you would have had than that. And so you have less worry of getting the hand pay by betting the minimums, but you're still getting the points. And I see people that get them up super high and they get hand pay after hand pay after hand pay. And it's 30% or more that they're going to take right off of that every time they get it. So what did you gain? What did you gain? Not only did it cost you more to spend to try to get more jackpots and to get more minis, but you're getting jackpots and you're getting taxed at. I don't know. I mean, everybody do you, but that's just how I strongly feel about it. Have fun with it, but do it. Don't lose your house. And people do it. You got the gambling, and there are ways on the ship here where you can sign up voluntarily for a year or for a lifetime to not be able to gamble. Now that is a commitment on your part. There you go. That's a commitment on your part to do that, but you will not be able to gamble if you do that. So if you have a gambling problem, that might be a fantastic resource for you. And if you want to try it out for a lifetime, I think they've got a year version of that out there for Royal Caribbean. Obviously, those things are out there for land-based casinos, but I do want to bring that up there. Gamble responsibly. Not bad. Just I care about you guys. If I'm here to help you, I certainly don't want to see anybody lose their house or get themselves into a bind because of playing these games and playing their competitors. I'm still doing pretty good. I'm still solidly up. This is a lot of points here. This is a great session. This is a great session. If you're looking at this going, well, man, I really hope that if you're there trying to get the big jackpot and you can afford it, first of all, that's more power to you. That is going to be few and far between that can get those. I don't care what kind of luck you got. But as long as you can afford it and you're having a good time, that is a personal choice. But I worry about people. I don't want anybody to get into a bind financially. And I feel like when I'm doing these and knowing that the casinos is a big part of the reason I started watching YouTube, I feel a little bit of extra responsibility to put that out there of being responsible in what you're doing. Because it is really easy. It is really easy to get wrapped up in these games and not pay attention and devastate yourself. I've seen this. Sadly, I've seen it a few too many times where people have lost. It's really easy to take money out of these machines. They got the account, they can just pull the money right out. Cashless. They say it's cashless, but all it's doing is it's pulling it off of whatever credit card or money you got on file. And sometimes you don't have that money on file. Sometimes you have a credit card. Yeah. So they try to run a card, and you can't. And so they won't let you off the ship. You're going to have to come up with a payment method to make this thing work. And it's going to be a big deal. I've seen people lose thousands that didn't happen. Well, just over there. So I know I'm on a tangent here. don't get yourself hurt having a good time. It's serious stuff, but it should just be fun. If it's serious like that, you're doing it the wrong way. Don't do it at all. So what do you guys think about this game? Is this a game that you guys would play? Have you played it before? Again, I am on Utopia this season. It's not on a lot of them. The only ships that I've seen it on, besides Utopia, is Radiance. Like I said, it wasn't even nice to me on Radiance. And I've been on a lot of ships, so I'm curious as to whether ships, particularly on Royal, we've been on. I know they changed. But I've got several cruises coming up that I'm hoping to find this game on there. I know that Wonder has a little Shop of Horrors game that I like to play. But I like the older ships. And the older ships a lot of times don't necessarily have the newer machines, or they may have less. They already have less machines because they're smaller and the casinos are smaller. But the selection of the games sometimes is painful to watch. They'll be fun, but again, with the older games, they don't have quite the features. Or because they've got, they want the people to be watching and playing these games, they'll have some of the higher volatility machines. Much like I was saying earlier with this ship here. Even though from a sea casino standpoint, it's one of the larger ones, this place has a lot of higher volatility games. You can lose your butt quick here. So that's why I say know the games that you're playing in, because you can get on a game and you'll just it can make you cry by the time you're done with it, seeing how you're winning. You know, I wonder, are there other games? I don't know how much I'm going to do as far as these types of casino videos, if that's something that's going to take off. But if you were watching these games, I know I'll do Little Shop of Horrors at some point, whether it's a good or bad session. But are there other games that you would just like to see played? I prefer the low volatility, but I might try some higher volatility games if you guys just like, you know, either, man, you got to try this, or it's the other end of it. And like, I know what nobody seems to put this one out there. Can you play it for a while? And I want to see how it plays before I do. I don't mind trying that. I'll see how it works. I won't do the higher bets, but I'll do the minimum bets and see how that plays. I don't want to change my style for it. And I think that you've probably seen that if you watch these types of videos, you got the guys and they start out with their YouTube channel and they're small and they're, in my mind, relatable because they're betting smaller. And then they become a huge channel and then suddenly they're betting, $100 a spin, $200 a spin. I mean, $50 a spin, whatever it is. And to me, it's not as relatable. I don't enjoy it as much. I still will watch them sometimes as background noise, but I don't see me getting to a point to where even if I become a great huge channel, that I am that high roller, high bet guy. That's not who I am. That's not what I enjoy, and it just feels different when you're betting the higher stuff. Every once in a while, I'll get a small span of a few minutes to where I'll get a wild hair up my, and push some of the higher ones, and I almost always regret it. And there's often alcohol involved with that decision. But today, at least, I'm not. I'm playing more sensibly and staying within my means here. But it's fairly early into the day, quite honestly. This is day one in the casino, and it's early in the night. So sorry, I got the screen straightened out there. Got bumped. There's a lot of people around me, and we're talking, and the other game's going on. There's a lot of chatter, and there's a lady that's down towards the end here that's having an absolute fit, trying to figure out how to, get her card going and get her pin changed and all that. And people are trying to help her, but she's just not quite grasping it. And but yeah, that's going on there. So I've kind of tried to. I'm trying to make the sound right as best I can on this, so it sounds just with me. Again, I've got the headphones on, talking into a microphone versus just having everything else. But it's still picking up a lot of it, and then I'll go back in the editing, and I'll pull out the music that's being played overhead. So when you're seeing this, it hopefully won't have the music. But when I do that, I'm isolating the voices, And so when I isolate the voices, I isolate my voice, but I isolate everybody else's voice around. So all the voices end up getting taken and are heard. And then I can try to adjust the volume to where what's being recorded from me hopefully will be above everything else that's going on around me. So, well, it's I'm still doing okay. We've been going here for about an hour, so yeah, I'd say this is a heck of a session I got going on. I'm still up $125 or whatever it was. I'm not counting the free play there. I know that there was a little bit more in there from that standpoint, but money-wise, what I put in here was a $100 bill, and again, my points are right here. So I'm at over 100 points, and life is good. So when you're playing these games, keep that in mind. Watch your points. Watch what you're playing. Be careful again when you're doing the downloads. It is so easy to lose track of how much you've downloaded, just for the conversations that are going on, and particularly as the cruise drags on. There we go, a little shaky action. It's very easy to lose track of where you're at. So keep that in mind, because it can, it's a big deal. I know I say that a lot. Well, the manager is there. He's trying to help the lady figure out the machine there. So hopefully he doesn't mind me recording. But because there's no hiding it. Not only do I got this stick between my legs that's holding the phone, but again, I've got earphones on that's Bluetooth to what I'm doing here. So it is very obvious what I'm doing, and I'm not necessarily trying to hide it. I don't mean it that way, but most of the time when people are doing this, it's a little more discreet, and I could see to where it may bother some other people around, if they see somebody that's not just recording the game but has a headset on, and I know that they don't necessarily want streaming, and I'm not streaming anything, but again, I'm recording. So hopefully he doesn't give me too hard of a time here, but he's looking at me, so.
If a diamond would have been in there, you'd have had to maybe go. If a diamond would have been where? Yep. You need to have it stretched all the way across with one center.
This lady's ready for her pig to pop there. It's gotten too big. She's tired of waiting. Well, anyway, yeah, it's about time to wrap this video up anyway, but it looks like the manager, Paul, over there, he's about 4 machines down from me, and yeah, he's like I say, he's watching me, and I don't think that he is necessarily loving that I am recording with these headphones on. Seems like a good guy. Yeah, I know that, just in general, Royal Caribbean in one sense, if you ask, they'll say don't record in the casino, but there are people that record in the casino all the time that are doing really some elaborate stuff, and they're at the tables and with cards up, and not just on the land base but on Royal Caribbean, and I see it going on. But every time I say, hey, you mind or something like that, sometimes they go, well, we really don't have recording in the casino. So I might be in for I might have to wrap things up. Not that an hour-long video isn't enough, but come on, I was hoping to hit a bonus before I went. But yeah, anyway, I understand that, and I'll let them decide what they're about to do with me there. And if I can, I'll keep the audio up so you can hear what the conversation is. Maybe that's what I'll do here. I'll stop talking for just a moment, and because I think he's about to wrap up, and we'll see what happens. And so. Listen up, but regardless, I do thank you guys for watching, and again, hopefully we'll see you in the next video. I will keep this going on for a few minutes longer, and again, if you have a conversation with me, you can hear it at the same time.
Well, unfortunately, you're not allowed to steal.
either.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
so sorry.
problem.
Unless you had did you have prior authorization? 'Cause
No.
You are allowed to record in the casino if you get prior authorization. You've got to do it like 28 days before the cruise.
Okay.
So if you can contact Club Royale, they can set it up for you.
Sounds good.
So you're allowed to speak.
Thank you, Paul.
No problem. Good luck.